What's up, guys, and welcome to the breakdown here for the NXL Atlantic City Open. So thanks to Guns Up. They do a great job getting all this up here, so I appreciate that. If you haven't watched the other videos, make sure that you do that. So the Dorito side and middle, and also the possible bounce shots video. But this one's going to be just going over the snake. So let's just jump right into it. So let's go ahead, and as we're going out here, I think there's going to be a lot of drop shots coming over. So watching and trying to see where you can get shot from is really important. So like I'm already seeing that right here, right over the top of the home. Now this is going to be a tough shot for them to be able to do because they have paint coming back at them, but shooting through this gap to get into this can is going to be something that I think is going to be a good shot to try. Or if they're trying to run and gun coming up into this brick, shooting into this can is going to be helpful. Now, you can do the same thing back, and actually, looking at this, taking a couple steps off, you might actually be able to just come straight through and shoot right back into that middle to help a snake player be able to get out. So I think a lot of creativity in that back center is going to be important, but we'll go over that in the middle video. So let's look at this can. So already off the bat, I can see that once they're in the snake, you're useless here. There's no reason for you to stay in this can, just because, I mean, you can look and see, I can't see anything. So the reason why I would stay at this can is maybe to shoot back at someone else that's there. But even then, it's gonna be kind of tough because, I mean, if I was sitting here shooting through this little gap right here, like let's say they put me in and I kind of pulled back and was shooting, it's gonna be tough to shoot into there and have the paint go through pretty consistently. Now the pins might adjust a little bit, that happens at tournaments, but yeah, that's kind of a tough one there. Let's look. I got a beard here in my mouth. That was gross. So as we're going out, so this is something else that I'm seeing here too. So this tower is going to be able to shoot into this snake one. Now the good thing with this snake one is that it's bigger. So if you take a deeper route going back this way, you're safe here. So at this point, you're going to be safe. It's this zone that you're going to be having issues at. So adjusting if you're taking the deep route or the shallow route or whatever it might be, that's going to be the thing that's really going to help you out. Coming up though, I mean, yeah, you have someone, if they're at this wedge, and I guess actually the back center, looking at it now, can shoot over through this gap and shoot right into here. Now, how long they're going to be able to come up over the top and shoot, that's a completely different story. So we'll have to see once we actually get out to the field. So let's come up into this snake one now. And I'm seeing some cross shots coming in from here. I wouldn't necessarily be too worried about this because my guess is that there's going to be a lot of people taking snake off the break. If they haven't gotten into the snake right away, then yeah, it looks like you're going to have some shots to be able to stop them from doing that. But let's get down a little bit like you would actually play the snake. So even with this tower being taller, I think for you to be able to shoot this player coming through, it's going to be difficult. I don't know that this is going to be the shot that you do. If they get into the snake one, it doesn't really look like there's a reason for them to stay other than to stop someone from going out wide. So if there is someone in the snake and, or sorry, if you're in the snake and they're not, you could come into this snake one and shoot right into this gap. So that would actually be something really, really helpful. But crawling up, I think you would be fine. I don't see a reason, unless your pack is super high, you should be okay getting into the snake two and it not really being an issue from them shooting through. Now this gap, let's go down a little bit more. Yeah, I think if you are hugging the beam and staying low, you should be good. But for the guys that are going to be going into this tower, shooting into this gap would be helpful. And then, you know, throwing some other paint around in this area. But it looks like it's going to be kind of blind. Now, this brick isn't really going to be able to do anything. If they come into your side, nah, you got other problems. Let's move into snake 2 and move this over and go up a little bit. And let's see. So it looks like the tower, if you stay low, it looks like you might be, no, they can kind of sneak in a shot. So that would be something to watch out for. But wrapping on this wedge would be something that you could do. And The only issue that I'm seeing is that if someone was actually at the brick and they were shooting through here. Now, the thing that you could use to your advantage is staying low, and I really don't see a reason why you need to stay here. It's not like you can really protect your guy down the wire. I mean, you can do it better from the snake 3. It doesn't really make sense to go and do that. So I would probably say just go straight into the snake 3. And now you're starting to see that you get some more shots cross field. So into the tower, into the little W there. And you can maybe sneak a shot in on the inside. This is where you could get real sneaky. If there is someone that's posted on you from this tower, if you pop the top, you might be able to catch this person off guard and then dive right into this snake 4. But as you're coming around here, let me click this again. And let's move so that way we can see a little bit better here. Yeah, so this wedge is able to shoot across. I don't know that you're going to be able to get by it without having issues, because it kind of comes out a little bit, this little wedge. I think this bigger wedge and this brick, I was going to say Aztec, well, I guess the Aztec too, but these two and this are going to be able to shoot into this gap. They're going to have to watch out for their backs, and we'll see more of that in the middle, but those guys are going to be a threat. So you want to make sure that that is checked off as you move up into the snake 4. Now the snake 4 shots start to get a little bit better. You can shoot into this Dorito. You can see that. If they're in this brick, let me move over. If they are in that brick, you're going to be able to shoot into there. So if they're trying to like post or something like that, know that they have the same shot back. Remember that. Whenever we go through this, they're going to have that same shot back. So just make sure that you're being aware of that. This is where the tower is really going to be helpful. It might, I'm wondering, again, this is always first impressions, right? I'm wondering if the can and the tower and the brick should just ignore anyone over here, or if they see them to kind of roll off and shoot into this gap. Because yes, they do have a shot into that Dorito, but they're gonna have to play this wrap to really be able to do anything. And there's probably gonna be a little bit of a bounce off here to shoot into the outside of this snake 4. So that would be something that you'd wanna look out for. If you stay low, I think that the tower is still going to be able to shoot down on you well enough. The brick, you might be able to get out of the way of it. The wedge is going to be a little bit more difficult. The can has a little bit better of a shot coming straight in, so that one's going to be difficult to get away from. But let's say that you are able to get up into the 50 snake. Oh, actually, the other thing I noticed, if you look, do you see how the outside of the snake 4, that bigger wedge blocks out the shot down the wire? So you're going to be able to get low and shoot some other shots to try to wrap on some other people and not have to worry so much about the outside. The caveat with that is that someone can make a move into the 50 snake and you're not going to have any clue until they're wrapping on you. So you just want to make sure that you're aware of that. But let's say that you make it up into this 50 snake, and yeah, this is, I mean, like most fields, when you get into the 50, you're going to get better shots. So into the wedge, the brick, they can still hide from that. I mean, the wedge is able to do that as well. If you push in, you can see that you have the shot into the other brick over there. And then playing this wrap, you'd be able to start picking up on some other players. And then, of course, getting into their side is where it's really going to be a threat. So I think, one, of course, get down to their side. I mean, obviously, if you can get all the way down and get into their side of the field, that's always going to be better. Why would you not do that? But you really want it to be that this 50 snake, because you have such a big bunker, getting into there, you have a lot that you can play with. So this 50 snake is going to be pretty important. But the big takeaways that I'm seeing from here is not just playing this smart. Let me drop back down. I'm not 7 feet tall. So let's drop into like if you were crawling. So remember, so these outside shots, I think that you'll be safe crawling around here. Obviously try it. Looks like there's a little bit, you can see it through here. You can see the gap. That's going to be hard to shoot. So it's not going to be something that people are going to be able to get 100%. So if you stay really low, I think you should be able to get out of the way of it and then crawl up into this snake 3. But the name of the game in the snake is Get Lost. It's a ladder snake, so it's going to be one that you can be aggressive with. But yeah, I mean, tell me what you guys think. So in the comments down below, what do you think of this snake? Do you think that it's better maybe to sit back a little bit more, or do you think it's better to try to get into their side of the field? So put that down in the comments down below. Also, if I missed anything, please make sure to do that, and please check out the other videos. So whether it be the bounce shot videos or video, the middle, and also the Dorito side. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.